Pete, nice to see you in person.
You too. It's great to be back here at the show at Infocom.
Yeah. And I have something that I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
Now, based on your experience, which is extremely unique, you've done a very long stint in Australia,
Yes.
right? Doing work there, delivering projects for clients.
Mm-hmm.
You shifted over to America.
Yes.
And you're doing the same thing here.
Correct.
I would like to kind of get your thoughts on the differences between working in Australia and working in America.
Okay. There are many differences. First of all, the one difference that actually drives me nuts, that has nothing really to do with AV, but drives me crazy, is feet in inches, imperial. I'm like, oh my God. Like, because you grow up with metric system and then suddenly you're in this imperial system and someone's 1 minute it's in feet, next minute it's in inches, and I have no idea really how big this is, so I'm always converting it. So that's my first frustration that I had when I came over here. I've been here for 2.5 years now. But if we're talking about AV, I find it really, really unusual that so much technology comes from the US. You know, there's so many large tech companies and AV companies that come from the US. However, the adoption of a lot of this technology that they create is so far behind the rest of the world, or where I come from, like Asia Pacific region. And I think the frustration that I have, especially I work in New York, and quite often I'll say to these contractors or people involved in the industry, why are you doing it like that? And the answer is, that's the way we've always done it. They seem very resistant to change. I'm still trying to get my head around why that is. I think a lot of it has to do with, especially once again in New York, they're very unionized, very union-based, so they're very kind of set in their ways, and I think that has something to do with it. But to be honest, like a lot of our customers still want HD-based T solutions, and we were doing AV over IP in Australia in 2015. That's 7 years ago, and it's just one of those things that they just. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, I don't know if it's a skill level thing, where they just don't embrace a lot of this new technology. And I wouldn't even say AV over IP was necessarily new. It's been around for a while. I think it's quite solid and robust now, but they just don't seem to adopt it.
So that's very interesting to me, because we look at America from the outside as like a late stage developed market.
Yeah.
That emerging markets will eventually end up at. And now you're saying that it's actually the other way around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on in Asia Pacific, in these emerging markets, or markets that are still developing, that maybe the Americas could learn from.
That's correct. And as I said, my experience is very specific to New York. So I'm not commenting, maybe it is different in other parts of the US, but in New York, it's a very traditional market, which is, on the upside, there's a lot of opportunity there, right? The fact that they are 5-7 years behind a lot of this technology adoption and rollout means there's a lot of upside to it, you know, for these new technologies. But it is surprising. As I said, I think it's because it's more of an old school, union-based kind of location that we have this late adoption of the technology. And you know, like you talk about New York, you've got these companies in New Jersey, just across the river, these manufacturers that are here at the show. They're right there developing all this new technology that's not getting deployed here. It's getting deployed everywhere else around the world.
Yeah. Do you miss it? Do you want to go back? Come back to Australia?
I want to go back. Look, I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy, you know, doing this work over in the US. I found that in Australia, New Zealand, Asia Pacific, they're early adopters of technology. So I kind of miss that. They like pushing the boundaries over there, whether they're the contractors or the clients. I get a little frustrated in the US that, you know, you can't really necessarily do the things that you want to do or have done in the past. Look, never say never, but I'm here for now, you know, and we'll see where it takes me.
I mean, we'd definitely love to have you back and cover more of your projects.
Yeah.
But good luck in New York.
I appreciate it. Thank you.